Am I the asshole for not warning my dad that I was going to be at the company gala as a founding shareholder of the firm he was trying to do business with?
Welcome to Popcorn Remember This Story. Today's story is about a top accounting graduate whose old family civically ruined her career for years until a hidden inheritance, a millionaire CEO, and one unforgettable gala changed everything overnight. Trust me, this story gets emotional fast. Let's get started.
2 years ago, I graduated with a 3.9 GPA in accounting. Last month, I was scrubbing toilets at a hotel at 2 in the morning. I need to write this down because something happened last week and I don't fully understand yet what my life looks like now. When I was 18, I used my dad's credit card to buy textbooks and a second-hand laptop for my first semester of university. The total was $1,200. I told him what I had done. I offered to pay it back. He told me I had stolen from him. I worked 2 jobs that semester and paid back every dollar within 5 months. I have the bank transfers if anyone needs documentation, which it turns out is a habit I developed early because something in me understood I might need proof someday at my dad. I'll call him Gerald, because I have stopped thinking of him as a title. Did not consider. The matter closed. For 2 years after I graduated, he called employers. Every firm in our area that I applied to, he called ahead. He told them I had a history of theft. He told them not to hire me. He gave them the $1,200 story as evidence, leaving out the part where I paid it back. That I know this because one hiring manager eventually told me. She said she had received a call from a man who said he was my father and that I couldn't be trusted with finances. She said she had felt it was only fair to let me know why she wasn't proceeding with my application. That one manager told me. I never found out how many others received the same call and didn't say anything. I want to be accurate about what my options looked like. I had a degree in accounting and no one in our town would hire me because my father had reached them first. I had no money saved because I had spent my early working years paying back a debt I didn't believe I owed but couldn't prove otherwise. Without making things worse, Gerald had also started talking to another family in our area, his construction company and their business. He mentioned it to me once, and the way he mentioned things he had already decided. I was 24 and he was discussing my marriage like it was a business merger because, and that is exactly what it was. I took the hotel job because it was night work, which meant I wasn't visible in town, and because the pay was enough to cover a shared room and basic expenses. I cleaned bathrooms and changed linens, and I thought about what else I could do. I started applying to firms outside our area. I sent applications to cities I had never been to. Most of them received no response. I kept going. Then I got an email from a company called Mercer Holdings, not from a recruiter. From the CEO. His name was Daniel. He said he had reviewed my application personally and would like to meet me at his office at my convenience. I did not know why a CEO would personally respond to a junior accounting application. I took the first available date. When I arrived at his office, Daniel asked me to sit down and then asked me if my grandmother's name had been Margaret. I said yes. He told me to take my time with what he was. I'm about to say, 15 years ago, when Daniel was 26 and had a business plan and no money, he had given a presentation at a small event in our town. My grandmother was in the audience. After the presentation, she approached him and said she believed what he was building would matter and she would like the help she gave him. $200,000. He said it was the investment that made everything possible. He built the company on it. He had been looking for a way to honor that ever since. Before she died, my grandmother had worked out the terms with his lawyers. 8% of the founding shares, her percentage of the company for her initial investment, were held in a trust under my name. She had left a sealed letter with Daniel's office. When her granddaughter-in-law came to apply for a position, give her the documents she had known. He said that I would eventually find my way there, the 8%. Stake in Mercer Holdings is currently worth $2.4 million. I have been processing this for several weeks now, and Daniel offered me a position as senior financial advisor, which I accepted. He also invited me to the company's annual charity gala as a formal introduction. I would be attending as a new member of the executive team and as a founding shareholder. He mentioned that a local construction contractor had also been invited, that the contractor had been pursuing a significant contract with the company. He said the contractor's name was Gerald Thornton. He said he wanted me to know, and that whatever I decided about attending was entirely my choice. I decided to attend this. Am I the asshole for not calling Gerald in advance to warn him? Some people I've told think I should have said something. That showing up without warning was cruel. That whatever he had done to me, I was choosing to make it public rather than private, and that was a choice with consequences beyond just him. I keep coming back to the 2 years of hotel bathrooms at 2 in the morning. The hiring managers who never called back. The arranged marriage I wasn't consulted about. Was I wrong to just go? Too long. Didn't read. GPA 3.9. Accounting grad couldn't find work for 2 years because my dad called every employer in town and told them I was a thief. Over $1,200 I spent on textbooks at 18 and paid back in full. Was scrubbing hotel toilets at night. Got a personal interview invite from a CEO who turned out to be holding 8% founding shares in his company in a trust for me. My grandma secretly invested $200,000 in his startup 15 years ago and left instructions to find me. Shares worth the point for $1 million. Dad is also invited to the company gala. I didn't warn him. Am I the asshole? Edit. Gala is tomorrow. I have a dress that my grandma would have liked, and I know that because she told me once what colors she thought suited me, and I remembered that edit too. It's done. I'll write the update tomorrow when I can sit still.
So, what's gets me about this story is how calm and confront the writing feels, even those what happened it honestly fruitful. Like, this wasn't just a strict parents or a misunderstanding. Her father spent years quietly destroying her future behind the scenes. Make sure she stays trapped and dependent on him. And the saddest part is that she got so used to surviving that scrubbing hotel toilets at 2 a.m. started feeling normal to her. That actually hurts breaking. But at the same time, the story suddenly shifts into something that's almost feel unreal. This friend murder, seriously believing in her future the entire life, leaving behind shares worth millions and a CEO who never forgot that kindness. I feel less like luck and more like delayed justice. Let's be real. This gala is turning into something was bigger than attends reunions. Gerald thinks he's still pulling the string, but he's about to find out he is completely powerless.
Update 1. 2 days Ladith Gala was at a hotel downtown. About 200 people, business figures, a few local politicians, people who matter in regional commerce. I arrived with Daniel and was introduced to several people as the new senior financial advisor and separately as a founding shareholder. The second introduction got raised. Eyebrows in a way that felt good. Gerald arrived. About 40 minutes into the evening, I was speaking with 2 other guests near the center of the room when I heard my name said loudly from about 15 feet away. Gerald had seen me. He crossed the room quickly. He said, in a voice that carried, that I had a lot of nerve showing my face here. He said he didn't know what I had done to get myself invited to something like this, but everyone in that room should know that I was a thief and always had been. He said the word loudly. He said it more than once as the room went quiet. The way rooms do when something is happening, that everyone understands they are witnessing. Daniel walked to where we were. Standing, he said he wanted to clarify a few things. For the room, he explained, clearly and without drama, that Gerald had spent 2 years making calls to employers in our area to prevent his daughter from being hired. He explained that the $1,200 in question had been spent on academic materials and had been repaid in full within 5 months, with documentation. He mentioned that Gerald had been in discussions about arranging his daughters. Marriage is part of a business agreement she had not been consulted about. Then he said that the woman Gerald was calling a thief owned 8% of Mercer Holdings. That Gerald said something. I am not entirely sure whether it was because the blood in my ears was quite loud at that moment, but the room heard it, and whenever it was made the people near him step back, he kept going. He raised his voice. He said several things about me and about Daniel and about the unfairness of what was happening. He said them in front of 200 people who work in regional business and who would remember this evenings that his wife and my brother, who had come as his guests, walked to the exit. Gerald followed eventually. The door closed behind them. Nobody in that room moved toward the exit with them as Daniel turned back to the room and said he believed the evening was going quite well and invited everyone to help themselves to another drink. There was a brief moment of absolute silence, and then the room began talking again, the way rooms do when something significant has just been filed away. I stood there and breathed out. My phone started ringing on the drive home. I turned it off.
Honestly, while this updesk was satisfying in the most uncomfortable ways possible, you can literally feel the tensions in that room. Like, imagine sitting there with a drink in your hand, hearing this man loudly call his own daughter a thief, and then slowly realizing he's actually the one humiliating himself in front of everyone. The secondhand embarrassment must have been crucial. And I don't know, the part that really got me was how she stayed so composed through all of it. After years of being treated like she was nothing, she didn't beg people to notice her or try to create some dramatic scenes. She just stood there while Garrow basically unraveled his own. Honestly, that silence probably says more than any argument could. But yet the miscon or the end, oh no, that's a kind of detail that's make you realize a few trauma probably started at the girl ended.
Update 2. Finale want to close this out because I said I would. Gerald's construction company has lost 3 contracts in the 3 weeks since the gala. 2 were with firms whose principals were in the room that night. 1 was a renewal that had been considered straightforward. I don't follow the details closely. I know because people tell me without me asking, which is its own kind of information that he is not someone I think about much anymore. I am surprised by how complete that sentence is when I write it. My mom called me a few days after the gala. She said she had watched what had been happening for a long time and had not done enough. She said she was sorry. She said it without asking for anything in return. I believed her. I told her I needed time and that I hoped we could find something on the other side of it. She said she understood and she would wait. That my brother sent a text. He said he was sorry for the time he had said something cruel about me in public, a specific incident he named, which meant he had been sitting with it. I haven't responded yet. I will. I'm not ready to have that conversation, but I intend to have it someday, and I have an apartment. My name is on the lease. I signed it myself with a pen that belongs to me. I am the senior financial advisor at a company that is good at what it does. I go to work every morning, and I am good at what I do, and nobody has called ahead to say otherwise. The $2.4 million is invested. I have not spent it dramatically. I have not made large announcements. I have put it somewhere that will do what it is supposed to do while I figure out what I want. I found the letter my grandma left in the envelope with the trust documents. That it was short. She said she had watched a man spend years trying to make me small, and she had decided a long time ago that she was not going to let that be the whole story. She said she had found a young man with a good idea and an honest face, and she had made a bet on both of them. She said she hoped I found a door open when I needed one. Yes, I think about that a lot. She didn't know exactly what the door would look like or when I would find it or what condition I would be in when I did. She just made sure it existed. That is such a specific kind of love. The kind that prepares rather than performs. The kind that doesn't need to be in the room when it works. I named a plant after her. I know that's small. It felt right down not the asshole. I went to a professional event in my professional capacity. I didn't call ahead because I had no obligation to protect a man who spent years trying to destroy me from the consequences of his own behavior in a room full of his peers. But more than that, I want to say something to anyone reading this from inside a situation where someone is actively working to shrink your life. Keep applying. Keep sending emails. The door your grandma built for you might be in a city you've never been to, and the CEO might call you personally. And none of the people who tried to stop you will have any idea what is about to happen. Keep going, not too long. Didn't read. Gerald lost 3 contracts, including 2 with people who were in the room. My mom called and apologized without asking for anything. My brother texted about a specific incident. Haven't replied yet, but I will. I have an apartment with my name on the lease. I go to work every morning at a job I'm good at. The money is invested. My grandma's letter said she made sure there was a door open when I needed one. I named a plant after her. Keep going.
After reading the entire story, I don't even think the most powerful part was the money or the public humiliation at the gala. It's were the wild moments. The fact that she said, "My name is on the lease," the way she talked about signing is with her own pen, and the bland named after her grandmother. Though little details hit so much harder, because you can tell this was never really about becoming rich, it's about finally becoming free. And now, that's feeling stay with you after the story ends. And also make this story feel so emotional that nobody came rushing in to save her immediately. She spent years as silly as isolated, gleaming hotel penthouse at night, while someone who should protected her was actually tearing her future apart. That's what make the ending feels earned instead of fantastic. Her stepmother didn't magically rescue her at the last end. She simply makes sure a door exists somewhere in the world long before it's I need it. That idea honestly gave me cheers. And really, this story doesn't end with revenge, it's end with peace. Dara the compared all my feels, secondary compared to her finally waking up in the life that actually belonged to her. That's the real victory here. So let me know what you guys think about this one, because I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoy this story, don't forget to like, subscribe to Pop Culture or This Story. And I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.